It feels like it's 80 degrees here, but it's in the 60s in Tulsa. I'm on my way to Little Rock tomorrow. I'm very excited about that. And did you have a great weekend watching the greatest live political commercial in the history of marketing? Every single bit of our president's appearance yesterday at NASCAR went off perfectly. It was amazing. I loved did you see who was in the front row of who he was speaking to? The chance of USA, the chance of 4 more years. The thing rained out by liberal tears, according to part of my Twitter feed. I think it's fascinating. It's fascinating that it went off, that they could plan it like that. And then it went off like that. And it looked amazing. Of course, I mean, what a fucking phenomenal sport. So I'll be excited to see if the weather allows them to do that today. And that was one of the fucking lines that stood out in all of this, was one of the drivers, and they're so great on camera. They've got such huge personalities when they speak to each other. It was like when they had Jeff Gordon up on the thing, and they're just jamming each other. It's like how the NBA guys have fun, the way they cover stuff. Same thing. And so it's like you got a bunch of solid people who were excited for the flag, God. The guy's fucking leading off with the Baptist prayer. Here comes Trump and the fucking beast. Top speed, unknown. That's some fucking wrestling shit. Parts unknown, information unknown. Come on, fucking phenomenal. What I wanted to, do you guys see? And look, again, this is, you guys want to talk about fucking disinformation, or really what's coming down the pike. Mr. Dershowitz drops the fact that in a futurely filed lawsuit that either he is aware of or plans to bring, he says that what exists is a 302 form where, according to the 302 form, George Soros asks Barack Obama to use the government to surveil on, dun dun dun, real, made up, whose lawsuit would it have to be to fucking break America? Trump's, obviously. That's a fucking great way to play it. Could it be Rudy's? If Epstein didn't kill himself and they faked the fucking he killed himself and he's bringing the lawsuit against George Soros, would it not have the eyes of the world on it to have Mr. Epstein come back from the dead? This is how he's been working with the various intel agents, whatever, who knows how that would go. And again, Dershowitz is just saying, in a lawsuit not yet filed. Remember, they've had us drill down on FISA. Does the court need to be here? Is the Patriot Act as fucking evil as we believe that it is? More than likely, yes. There are legal ways for the people who can legally surveil to legally surveil. There are ways that they get away with mistakes. There are ways that they use processes to break protocol and get the things done that they need to get done. If you need to divert a plane because you have to have two planes somewhere so that two people can accidentally run into each other and have a conversation about golf and the grandkids, I mean, that just might need to happen. Who had to say yes to divert flights? Who else is on the runway? What are those comms open like for those security teams? Is it something that was mission critical, or was there fucking indeed fuckery going on? So when they have us drilling down on FISA, mind you, this is what they've done to you, okay? They've put all of the nation's ills, they've turned Trump into basically a figurehead of whatever the country positively or negatively projects into the world, okay? He loves America, he loves mom and dad, he loves fucking hard work, he loves his family, you know, whatever the fuck, okay? Patriotism, fucking wiffle ball in the backyard and all that shit, right? The people who love progressivism or Marxism so much that they're willing to abandon the country, they're going to be like, he's at the, whatever the fuck, they're going to lob at him that way, okay? Now, everybody believes in the way that they've acted is like government corruption just started when the first-time politician decides to be a first-time politician. Now all of a sudden everyone's like, the corruption is, get the fuck out of here. It's been going on forever, okay? There are ways that people can legally spy and legally not spy. There are ways that private companies can privately legally spy and privately legally can't spy. Remember, this starts with a dossier, which is bought and paid for information and disinformation and knowing lies. That's okay because you can do opposition research. We know now you can't use your office to investigate a political rival. We know that because that's what impeachment was about. So if a 302 exists, mind you, they've taken you in all your vitriol and all your attention on Trump, because if this 302 exists that says that Soros asked Obama to investigate somebody, this is going to happen sometime between more than likely 2013 to 2015. And again, we don't know who Soros is asking to do the investigation, but we do know that maybe or maybe not a lawsuit is going to come from that. And so while they have everybody focused on a time, because now all of the ammo that they could have used to cover this crime, when it finally does come to roost, everybody who's been focused on 2016 to now, yelling the fucking sky is falling, is fucked, because the scene of the crime is 2 years before it. And now all that news stories are going to come out. And all those sweet fucking video montages are going to come out. And the court of public opinion is going to be set. You're like, oh no, this is what was happening when the media, who now we know is lying to us, was lying to us like this then. It's weapons of mass destruction. It's who is behind the fucking tanking of the economy in '08. Did your folks lose fucking half of their 401k or part of their retirement? Somebody did that on purpose. Wouldn't you love to know who did that? Wouldn't you know who would love to know what kind of other plots they may or may not have been involved in to subvert the United States in acts of treason and sedition, to see who would have done that, who profits from doing this? They have you focus on Trump because it's 2016 and now. The crime exists between 2013 and 2015. That fucks you 1,000%. Okay? They've had you drill down on whether or not a FISA court is necessary, whether or not it's been abused before, were they supposed to fix it, who is supposed to be doing the fixing, and who did they hire to come in to say it had been fixed. And you look at it, and what's this guy who said it wasn't broken? Okay, is this what we're doing? Because remember, inside of the FISA process, this is so fucking deep, and he's either used correctly or incorrectly. We were learning that. Broken on purpose, broken on accident, I didn't know, whatever the fuck, whatever they do to get away with it, that they have been getting away with it. But look what you run by. A piece of evidence, a 302, that is record of a meeting that says that George Soros asked Barack Obama to use the government to spy on who? And we're going to find that out. And when we find that out, it's going to be very, 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 very fascinating. And so, again, it's one thing to have a side that just, like, they do their accusation, they run with their headline, here comes so-and-so to back up the report, shits the bed. Here comes impeachment in the Senate, shits the bed. Here comes, because they have nothing more than an accusation and a headline. There's no there, and the there that they create doesn't follow through because it never happened. So now, folks, somebody had to write that 302. Why? Because George Soros really asked the president to use his office to investigate a political campaign of a rival. And we don't know who that person is. And if it's Rudy, or if it's Trump, or somebody in the orbit that you've been made to be aware of, don't be surprised at how fast this narrative is going to change and how smoothly it's going to flow together, as smooth as Trump's entrance was yesterday. One of my favorite lines is the fucking follow the water. That's it. Follow the water. Flow like water. Bruce Lee told us how to live. It's as simple as that, all right? So enjoy your life. You only have one choice. I'm here in Tulsa, and the weather is gorgeous. Sure, there's probably at least 19 oil company drones over us right now. In fact, you can hear them. It's all fucking chemtrails. Just kidding. So, enjoy your life. God is real. And God bless America. WeaponsGradeFaith.com. Get some Pit Boss and PC Death Squad stuff. I always forget to plug shit because I'm bad at this. All right. God bless. Yeah, and my beard is fucking way too short.